Welcome back to the Clinic Care Wings and Wheels. Carl, lots of hard work and effort and planning goes into putting these events together, and doesn't happen without sponsors. I'm seeing a lot of logos and flags flying. How do you incorporate your partners into a day like this so they maximize benefit?
Yeah, Marius, talking about the sponsors, without sponsors you cannot host an event like this, because nowadays everything costs a lot of money. I would like to thank Luister FM for coming on board to make sure that the people out there know about the event. And then of course Bilson Trucks, Neptune Tires, CNG Truck Bodies, Ampa and Safel Steel. Those guys came open-handed and they gave us a big contribution to make this possible.
And you left yourself out. I'll
Yeah.
go still. Come on.
Yeah, I'll go
Always
steal.
the modest gentleman, eh? But it is. I mean, it's great that we've got all these guys involved. I'm just watching Shane here in a car that I absolutely love.
Well, it's good to get the first one done. Once the first one's done, then the nerves settle as well.
Tell us a little bit about this obstacle. What was the plan?
It's actually quite tight coming in, tighter than I expected to be, so we had to take a roll back. But coming out was as easy as what I thought it would be.
I'm next. I'm ready. I'm nervous. Look at this. I'm ready. Right. What do you expect for this obstacle? What's your strategy?
Full points. I'm just gonna go for everything I've got.
Okay.
Yeah, and here we've got CRISTO LIEBENBERG, all the way from Cape Town, first time out in his new top truck, also with a LS3, and he's still learning the vehicle, but it's so nice to have these guys from all over the country, and specifically the Cape Town guys. They always come and support us.
But that is awesome, because I mean, in my mind as an outsider, I thought this was just like an Eastern Cape, local gathering for the guys. But it's really cool that people are supporting events like this. And like you said in the beginning, events are back, crowds are back. People are getting to play with their new toys. You had lots of time to work on the cars when there were no events. But I mean, he has a great opportunity for him to put it to the ultimate test and know if it's working or not.
Yeah, and these guys, they always come and support us. It's so nice because for the spectators to see different cars.
But this is unbelievable. I mean, that's why I love when you were giving us the explanation between the top trucks and the modifieds with that four-wheel steering. I mean, you can really see how it's working in this obstacle. But you spoke about the clay base and the tricky conditions, and I mean, that's literally what he's dropping down into now at the moment, is into a proper bath. Not easy to then get traction, because straight away it's straight into a big climb.
Yeah, this specific track is, I don't know how to describe it, but it's either very dusty or very slippery.
Oh, this obstacle, Carl, definitely is of the slippery variety, that clay base you were talking about. You see he's obviously getting stuck there, opting to roll back here. Now, for those of you that are watching for the first time, the contestants all start with 60 points. So opting for a roll back here, you can have a look at him working the rear steering there as well. He's just going to cost him 10 points. He's going to go at it again. But the only horrible thing about these top trucks is that you can end up with mud in your face.
A little bit technical. I didn't expect the car to shift that much, and it jumped totally wrong. So you must make it right. Thanks, man.
So waiting to drop into the amphitheatre of chaos is Rick Beesley. Carl, where does this car fit in? Is this a modified, or does it fall into one of the classes?
No, this is now a B-class car, so it's a original body-like car, but it's highly modified. Different suspension, different engine. So yeah, this is a B-class. It doesn't need to be on the road.
And diff locks or no diff locks?
No diff locks at all, no traction control.
So similar to the modified class that we saw, except that it's a body on, like it's an original body car.
That's right.
Okay, now I'm understanding it. So also, so important, like we saw with your daughter, having a very good relationship with the throttle, especially in these tricky conditions.
Yeah, you can overdo it easily. The golden rule here is don't overdo it, rather do it over.
Yeah, exactly. Now, in this, would you guys, as the top truck guys, be going on the same obstacle here? Because it looked like it was a pretty tight turn, which is going to be hard for the guys that don't have the four-wheel steering, as we see him clipping one of the poles on the way out and losing 20 points there.
Yeah, no, we've got a higher wall to climb like that. You see, being top trucks, you've got much bigger tires, and that improves your traction especially in this kind of conditions.
Yeah. And where does this? Where does he fall into now? This class? Is this also?
This is a D-class car. It's a real buggy. And for me, this is by far the most fun. You know, we used to do buggies, and that is now pedal to the metal.
Yeah. So I mean, that's where the speed. I could actually see how he approached that obstacle. There was a lot more speed involved because you don't have that traction. You don't have the front that's biting to help pull you out. Would he fall into what category are we looking at in terms of Jeep? Same as the B class now.
That's also a B-class vehicle.
Because of the
yes.
body.
That's right.
Okay,
yes.
all right. So yeah, he's got all-wheel drive, but obviously no diff lock. So you can see the approach to it is slightly different. A little bit less speed put in to get out of the obstacles.
Yeah, and most of the time these B-class cars are not so well equipped for turning sharp, so that you will see they take rollbacks, and because they don't have fiddle brakes or rear steer or anything like that, any of those advantages.
It's a tough one.
It was. Doesn't turn sharp enough, eh?
Yeah. So,
But
how are you going to make up points later?
Well, we'll have to try and see if we can take different angles now. We didn't have any saddle time, so yeah, we'll see how it goes today.
Yeah. How's it coming back to a competition like this after so long?
Oh well, the nervous is there.
Yeah.
So no, the nervous is there, but I think it's nice. It's nice to ride again. I think that's what we all need. We need to get outside, and yeah.
Yeah. And this first obstacle, have you had a look at it? What do you think?
Yes, I had a look at it. It's getting mushy there at the bottom, so it's going to become more difficult for the guys driving in the back. The first guys definitely had the advantage on that one.
What did you expected?
Yeah, no, I expected it's mushy at the bottom. I couldn't get traction when I started off there. So yeah, that's why I had to take a roll back. Unfortunate touch as I came out.
I never thought I'd see grown men so happy to have mud on their face. He brought up a very good point there, talking about how the guys that went earlier are probably going to have an easier run at this obstacle. I mean, how do you make it fair then? Because if you go to the next obstacle, if you go first, you're always going to benefit. What system do you put in place?
Normally, before the day, we all draw a number, and that determines when you ride the obstacles. So if you do this obstacle first, then you will fall right to the back for the next obstacle, and then the next guy that was second will be first, and then he will go to the next in the back. And that allows everybody to have a first go at an obstacle, much more fair then.
Oh, look, I mean, it makes sense, but I can just understand, in a sport like this where guys are competitive, there will always be politics. Oak's always going to say, oh, but that one was more difficult.
Yeah, well, that's how it goes, eh?
It's nice just to start driving again.
And what have you guys been doing in the off time now that you couldn't ride?
Yeah, we sort the car out. We built an A-class car at the moment. So we're driving with an A-class car. We built in diff locks at the back and front and turn brakes at the back, so it's a whole palaver. Yeah. But we finished now, and hopefully the car will perform today. Whole steering disengaged, so it unwinds itself. You could something like that.
Yeah. So will you guys be able to fix it?
Yeah, that's good. Only need a spanner. As soon as I get one.